and I hadn't slept much the night before, so that was the first thing that kind of came barreling out. Just kind of a message to everybody that doesn't have anything nice to say.
I gotcha, and you're absolutely right. That's something we've talked about on the show before. I don't know. To me, it just seems that if people would spend as much time coming up with possible solutions to our problem as the problems in the plural, as they do in, bad-mouthing everybody else and downing others, we'd probably be a heck of a lot better society. But hey, that's my rant for today, folks. Moving right along, we want to thank you guys so much for coming and joining us. And
absolutely,
one last thing before you go, we want to make sure everybody gets their fair shake. Tell us about your boys in the band.
Well, I got to my immediate right is Mr. John Schumann. He's our drummer. He's a strapping gentleman. He's the handsome one. And his older brother, Adam, who is also strapping and handsome, just not as handsome. Hey.
I'm glad you got the hierarchy worked out.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, I'm just the funny looking. I'm the oldest guy in this band. That's never happened to me before, so I gotta make sure the youth feels important. But these guys have been playing music together their entire lives, and they're a well-oiled machine. I mean, we their last name is Schumann, and we can consider calling this band Van Schumann or Bond Schumann or Van Von Schumann was definitely in the run. But it's an honor to be playing music with these guys because they're about as cohesive as two musicians could be, because they got 2.5 decades of history together.
Fantastic, and always good when you got a strong, cohesive group like that. Again, our thanks to you for joining us, sharing some of your story and your music. Be sure and keep in touch. We'd love to have you come back again and tell us everything that's happened since the last time you were here. Best of luck to you guys, ladies and gentlemen. They call themselves Static and Surrender. This is If Only We Could Sleep.
You belong before a judge or jury, or just someone else who knows how to tell you what it's like to feel this way, 'cause I can't find the words. Able-minded men have tried before me, angels falling off the world. Seen again, and now you're off destroying where it hurts. Only when you sparkles will find and destroy for more lives were lost. should sleep.
And there you go. That's a group called the Cherry Bluestorms, and a thing called Out. That is from their latest album, which is not out yet, but we do have the Cherry Bluestorms here with us right now. Deborah and Glen, hello. How are you?
Very good.
Just fine, thank you.
Great, thank you. Glad to have you here with us today, and thank you for sharing your new album with us. It's been a while since you were on before. As I remember, the last time you were on, you introduced something about boots. I don't have the title right here. 7 league boots.
7.
That's it. I remember because there was such an interesting story behind the title. So how are you guys doing now? I understand you're spending a lot of time in the studio.
Well, it's sort of been like crash course, get the vocals finished, et cetera, et cetera. We've just had a few challenges that have popped up here and there. Do you want to jump in, Glenn?
Sure. Well, it's the usual, Chinese fire drill at the 11th hour. So it's kind of standard running procedure for us.
I can relate. We had a little bit of that here today because my regular co-host John Bon Jovial had a last-minute emergency. He couldn't be here with us, so we've been doing pretty much the same thing. Now, I understand without belaboring the issue. Understand you've had kind of a physical problem yourself that's kind of interfered with your normal operations.
Yeah, well, I had some chronic issues that were affecting me, and then I don't know if it was related or not, but all of a sudden I got an infection. I thought I just had like the flu or something. I had a fever, and so I didn't take it seriously enough, and as it turned out, it almost killed me. So I ended up in the hospital for a while, and they put me in a coma for 3 or 4 days or something, and it was pretty hairy, but. Anyway, I emerged victorious and moving ahead.
That's
with
the important thing. You are a trooper. Yep. I give you that. I give you every bit of that. I congratulate you on your success in getting past that, and I wish you all the best in the world. It sounds like it's been a real challenge, and I know that you're probably working hard at keeping this the studio work going, because I know you are. Last I knew, when I talked to Deb yesterday, I guess it was, you guys were still in and out of the studio, putting the final touches on the album.
Yeah, that's true. We got most of it done, but there inevitably are the last things. We had some vocals left to do, and we thought we were all done with the guitars and instruments, and then last night also I realized that I forgot to do one guitar part. So,
oh gosh. Oh, that's always nice. Yeah. And then you have to go back and lay that track in. Now the new album is called Whirligig, which brings back memories of my childhood, and I'm sure it does Jeff too, because that was a favorite ride at the carnivals that used to go around, called the Whirligig, way back when. And where did you come up with that title from?
Well, I don't know if there was a specific place. I was drawn to the word partly because of the association with the amusement ride, like you said, but also just it's Whirligig has the word gig in it, and our previous record was a rock opera and was very keyboard heavy and was clearly a studio project, and not that we don't do a number of those songs live, but it kind of felt more like a concept record, because that's what it was. And I wanted to emphasize the live band aspect, go back to the core of what we do, which is more guitar-oriented, and have the excitement of a band on stage, try to bring some more of that and that identity to the band with this album. And so I thought Whirligig was an appropriate title.
And this album comes out when? Whoops, I'm sorry.
Pardon me?
I jumped in there.
What was the question?
My question real quick was, when does the album come out?
August 19th.
August 19th, the album will be out. It's called Whirligig, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be playing another track from it in just a few minutes here. Now, Jeff, go right ahead and fire away with your question.
Well, I see you're having a party that night, the night that you're releasing it at Skinny's Lounge in North